Hey everybody, this is Wes H2, the Undercover Sports and Undercover Truck Bed Covers, and today is an exciting day I've been waiting a long time for. I got in a brand new 2016 Gator Tough 20 G3 John boat from Missouri. I drove up to US Marine Sales in Olympia, Washington and picked it up this morning, and I just can't wait to get out on the water with it. But before I do that, I've got to install one of my Garmin EchoMap93 side view depth finders and GPS systems. Garmin got me set up with two 9-inch screens. I've got one on the console here and this one's going up front. So what I'm going to do before we get out on the water and do a walkthrough of this boat for you guys, I'm going to give you a little install video of how I go about putting this Garmin onto this G3 boat. We're gonna run it into the lighting system in the front of the boat, tie it into the power there, and we'll kind of show you all the things that come in the box, and maybe this will help somebody along the way that gets a new Garmin and has some questions about install. So come along with me, we're gonna put it on. All right guys, so here we are at the front of the boat. And the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take out your light pole input. So there's three screws that hold this guy into the front of the boat right here. You take it out, it's gonna have a positive and a negative coming out of the bottom. It's real easy. There's gonna be a part that comes in your Garmin depth finder. That is your power cord. Okay, and all I'm gonna need today is the red and the black. So of course I'm gonna align the power with the white and the black with the black for the ground. And then that's gonna run up and plug right into our depth finder unit and power it. There's gonna be a couple of transducer plugs too, and this is what they're gonna look like, so don't get confused. You got one for power, it's got one output on it, and then you've got your transducer that runs into another piece that comes in the Garmin box with a little orange end on it. It's gonna have two plugs that also go into your depth finder. This is just gonna be for your transducer. So once again, to be clear, you take out the front right here, 3 screws, red and white on the bottom, power. Get your power cord out of your Garmin unit, get your red and your black, and you attach them. Make sure you go to the hardware store though. Don't just tighten these things down and electrical tape them, guys. You know, this is a job that needs to be done right. You don't want to be doing it later. So make sure you go up to the hardware store, get a couple little plugs that'll fit exactly into what comes with your boat. Slides right in together, keeps a nice tight clean connection. So that's the first step of what we're doing here today. So I'm going to get to tying this power in, and then we'll walk you through the rest of it. All right, so one more step down. We got the wires all put and stuff down in there. We've got them all nice and taped up. We've got them connected together with secure electrical fasteners. We didn't just twist them together and tape them. We made sure it was all nice and tight, because sometimes you go on that rough water, you don't want, in tournament time, you don't want it to start messing up and then you're pulling tape off. So anyway, our next step is to drill a hole so that we can put the power through the actual boat itself. So I know that's scary for a lot of guys with the new boat. I know it's making me a little anxious, but I'm gonna drill a hole here. I'm gonna pick a good spot to where I want to put the screen, and then I'm gonna drill a hole close to that location. Make sure you pick your spot first, because you drill your hole right next to where the power is going in, and you want to put your depth finder down a little ways. You know, you could save yourself a step by and an extra hole by putting it next to your depth finder. So I suggest getting one of these if you're gonna do this. It helps you punch that hole through the aluminum. If you don't, you're gonna drill about 60 holes. This will be next to impossible. So you want to make sure to get yourself one of these before you start to try to punch through that hole. All right guys, bracket. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the little centerpiece off. This is really handy by Garmin, by the way. This is something I haven't seen on other depth finders and personally, but it actually comes with this little bracket. So instead of having to take the whole unit off and unscrew these every time, you can actually just pop the actual unit out of this bracket. So this unit comes out of this bracket. So instead of having to unscrew this every time, you just pop this right out with this quick release latch. Pretty handy. So I'm going to be mounting this piece here. So I took that middle piece off so that I can screw it in. It makes it easier. I'm going to be mounting it centered like I said. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there before I drill the hole, just to make sure I got everything lined up okay. Make sure you use the drill bit to start your holes. Get it dead center. Get it where you want it, because this is it. So I'm gonna put one in at a time, and I'm gonna just be careful tapping these down because you're going into plastic. You don't want to, especially with the big heavy drill. I'm gonna wait until I get my other drill back because this thing will break that plastic so quick. She's on there. All right guys, a really awesome thing that Garmin has done this year is they've got a little retainer. It holds in your power and your side view and your XDCR, okay? So you take this piece out, you get your power, and you line it up with the lines. So there's a line on top, and you push it all the way in until it comes out the other side, okay? Then you take your transducer wires. This one has a line on each side. Okay, and if you look in there, there's 2 lines. So I'm gonna line this up, it goes in the middle, boom, done. Pops out the other side. And you take the other one, line it up with the lines, boom, pops out the other side. Up, that one didn't go in right, you gotta be careful how you're putting them in. So, line it up, all the way, okay? Now they're in there. Now I gotta put the bracket back on. All my wires are staying right where they need to be. You put the retainer back over the top, and you're done. They're in there for good until you take that retainer out. All right guys, so now as you can see, I've got my bracket mounted, I've got it wired, I've got the cap put on, I've got the front plate put back on. We're good to go. Now we need to just start plugging and playing. The next thing I have to do is put the transducer on. So get your transducer out. The transducer here. We're going to put it on the bottom of our trolling motor. That way we got it off the front of the boat. So you got to decide where you want to put the transducer. It does come with a mounting kit if you want to put it on the boat somewhere, but I suggest putting it on the trolling motor. Reason being is, like I said, I want to know what fish are under me as I'm fishing the front of the boat. So I'm going to have my transducer on the front of the boat. A lot of guys will run it to the back. If they're having their sonar off the front, they'll still put it on the back of the boat. The last boat I had it off the back of the boat, but I want it off the front of the boat. It's going to benefit me as an angler, and I suggest you do it that way as well.